It is the quick take. Manchester United 1, Fulham 2. At Old Trafford, a first win at the Theatre of Dreams in over 20 years for the Whites. What a day for Fulham. Alex Iwobi's 97th minute winner. After we thought we'd thrown it all away, Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey, the Super Eagles, have landed back from AFCON and delivered us one of our most famous wins in decades. Yes, Manchester United aren't what they used to be, but a win at Old Trafford is always special. And after what we've gone through in the past season and a half against Manchester United, those 4 defeats in a row, we deserved it today. Absolutely. This was not a smash and grab, despite it being a last-minute winner. This was Fulham dominating Manchester United and fully deserving the win, even if it probably should have been by a greater scoreline and far more comfortable than it was. But what a moment when Alex Iwobi's shot went in at the bottom corner. Actually, I've got a couple of videos to play you. This was the scene inside the away end at Old Trafford when that goal went in. And this was the scene after the full-time whistle. The video taken by the Athletic's Peter Rutzler. As the players walked over to the fans serenade the players. What an afternoon to be there at Old Trafford. My FOMO's through the roof that I wasn't, but I don't care. And I'm sure you don't either. A 2-1 victory for Fulham. And look, we've waited a long time to get a win over a big team when we beat Arsenal on New Year's Eve. Now we've done one away from home. And you can argue in the comments all you like about how big a team Manchester United are, how big a scout this is. This is the United side that won 5 on the spin. This is the United side that were chasing the Champions League. Fulham went to Old Trafford today and bossed them. This was a completely deserved victory. I had my speech ready after Maguire made it 1-1 about how Fulham didn't take the opportunity, didn't grasp it with both hands because the game was sitting there on a plate for us. We were absolutely dominant all the way throughout. We should have scored a hatful today. We broke through their lines time after time after time. We had so many openings, and maybe a conversation for another day when we're not all so giddy, maybe it's one for the podcast, is should we be a bit concerned that Fulham aren't making more of openings like we had on Saturday? But look, it doesn't matter because we found a way in the end to win it. I mean, I think the star of the first half was Rodrigo Muniz up front. What a revelation. I honestly think he should be in contention for February Player of the Month. 4 goals, 4 games, and a performance like that at Old Trafford. Yes, he didn't get a goal today. He came so close. He obviously smacked the post with that amazing turn. What a transformation. And look, we've sung that Marco Silva's a genius for 2 years, but this might be his most genius act. The fact that he saw the potential in Rodrigo Muniz and eventually has got him to perform like this. Armando Broja is not getting in the starting 11. Not while Rodrigo Muniz puts in performances like that. He was everywhere in that first half. Absolutely bossed Rafael Varane and Harry Maguire, but particularly it felt like Muniz had Varane's number. He was holding up the ball, he was bringing others into play. I think there were lots of great performers in that first half. Say it quietly, Sasa Lukic had a good first half, I thought. I thought he looked really good in midfield. And yes, we didn't have João Palhinha today. Sasa Lukic came in and did a hell of a job in that midfield. Him and Harrison Reed were brilliant. I thought that Andreas Pereira carried the ball well. I think maybe his decision-making at times lacked, but we looked so dangerous. Harry Wilson was everywhere. Anthony Robinson, the engine that he had down the left was amazing. Fulham were just brilliant, but just didn't take the chances. And Alex Iwobi, I think, missed maybe our best opportunity. He just put it slightly wide of the post. And second half, I thought maybe when it was 0-0 at half-time, United would come out second half and bat us away. But Fulham looked just as good. And eventually the goal came. And it was Calvin Bassey who finished it off. He had a bit of an air shot, but then it hit Timothy Castagna. It came back at him. No mistake second time round. His first goal for Fulham. Him and Tosin at the back today were extraordinary as well. Massive credit. I think Marco Silva saw that they are our best centre-back partnership. We need to get Tosin a contract. We need to get him a new contract because there is something special when him and Calvin Bassey are the centre-back pairing. Something really special. When you've got the kind of dynamism of Robinson on the left and Castagna on the right, it's a really formidable back four. And a lot of the papers will talk about how Manchester United didn't have Højlund, how they didn't have Luke Shaw. We didn't have João Palhinha. The best player in our team was suspended for today. And we didn't have Willian, who arguably has been our most consistent performer. Yes, Fulham had some returning players. They made a big impact. The Nigerian boys, Iwobi and Bassey, made a big impact, but Fulham were depleted today as well. So United have no excuses. If they're going to say, well, we didn't have Højlund and we don't have another striker, okay, fair enough. We didn't have our very best defensive midfielder out there today, the man that makes this Fulham team tick, and we still managed to put in a performance. Look, the goal that United scored was highly frustrating. I think Bernd Leno, it's not great. And he has a lot of bodies in his way, and I don't think we defended the initial shot brilliantly either. I think that Timothy Castagna and Adama Traore should do better to block the shot. Calvin Bassey, it's a bit unfortunate. He doesn't toe the line, either the offside line that would have meant that Maguire was offside. I think Tosin and I can't remember who else, it might have been Robinson, had pulled up, and Bassey's trailing leg played Maguire well onside. I do think, Leno, you can't be pushing it out there. Push it out wide. It was difficult. I don't think this is as glaring error as the one against Burnley, but it's of concern now. Like, Leno is making more errors. But look, I'm not focusing on that today because what we didn't do was give up. And actually, you thought that maybe Fulham might crumble after that goal. That Fulham might throw it all away. I really was just fully expecting it to be 2-1 United. But about 3-4 minutes into added time, Fulham got their foot on the ball and realised actually that there's a game to be won here. And Adama Traore is the man who I think creates this second goal. He exposes the fact that Harry Maguire is on a yellow card, so he can't bring him down. He just knocks and runs it past him because he's Adama Traore, he can do that. And Adama Traore's had lots of moments since arriving at Fulham, but hasn't either made the right decision or found the finish when a chance has fallen his way. But today, he found himself, he got his head up and he found Alex Iwobi. But it's not like Iwobi was through on goal. He had so much to do. Beautiful feet to get it out onto his right foot and the strike into the bottom corner. I didn't think it had gone in at first because it hit the camera and it just didn't nestle in the back of the net like a shot normally does. So I thought, actually, from first glance, I thought it'd gone wide. And I was like, oh. And then I only realised it was a goal when I saw him running away towards the corner. It's a really, really nice finish. And Nana gets nowhere near it. He doesn't even dive. And after everything that Alex Iwobi went through after that AFCON final, where he got torrents of abuse on social media for his performance from Nigeria's so-called fans, he deserves it. He really, really deserves it. He has been immense since joining for Fulham. I had a message the other day that we did a podcast and we talked about potential players of the season, and they were annoyed that we didn't mention Alex Iwobi. And, well, look, he puts in more moments like that. He puts in more performances like we saw this weekend, and also the 45 minutes he played against Villa. Then he has every chance. What a moment it was for all us Fulham fans. It must have been especially incredible in that away end. I know it was. I've seen the videos. Well, you saw the video. I just posted it a minute ago. Insane. Insane results. Fully deserved. Marco Silva proving again why I think he's one of this league's best managers. Although we've got to keep it down. He's rubbish. You don't want him. You don't want Marco Silva. He's useless. A sensational day where, once again, this Fulham team, you think that you've got everything out of this Fulham team that you can. And Marco Silva seems to rinse that cloth and just get more out of them. And now we have this amazing win to add to our tally. Also, a win away from home. The first since the opening day of the season. A lot have been made about our poor away form and how only Sheffield United had a worse away record. And whilst our away form has been bad, and I've always thought that, like, I don't think there's a link here. I think we're good at home, and I think there's been moments a bit like allowing Maguire to score that equaliser where I think we don't hold our nerve. Today we did. And actually, I think that we've put in some good performances on the road. It's just not necessarily been merited with results. And today we got what we deserve. We've also played tough games away from home, including today. Today was a tough game. Old Trafford has been a strong ground for United. I know they've lost a few games this year, but they were incredibly strong there last year. It's not an easy place to go. And like a lot of people made about, it's a crisis at United. This was a United in form. It was a United in form. Yes, they lost Højlund, but the money they've spent, they should have enough to cope without one player. Just like we had to cope without two players today. So, look, I've banged that drum. I'm not going to go over it again. An amazing win. More reaction on the podcast coming up with Coops. That will land on Sunday evening. Make sure you get tucked into that for more reaction to the game. Let us know what you thought of the match in the comments. Your man of the match as well. There was a lot to choose for. Very interested to hear what you've got to say in the comments and read all of those. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe already. There's going to be some great stuff this week. Cannot wait for the Jack and Joe show as well later this week as well, dissecting everything that happened in this game. So thank you for watching. What a day, you Whites.